Welcome to Local Omaha. I'm Ken Bartholomew.
I'm Kelsey Weedle.
Our podcast, we come to you hopefully each week. We've been away for a little while. Kelsey's been on vacation. She goes on quite a few.
Always blames.
But we're a small business community boost podcast, local events, activities, as well as nonprofit. We like to have people come in, kind of make us aware of what's going on in the community and just some of the activities, events, and things like that you can partake in. As well as from an entrepreneur standpoint, we like to have guests and kind of talk about small business and then see, kind of their steps and things, kind of the roots of why they got into business. And our guest this week.
Yeah,
Kelsey.
today we're so excited to welcome Lyndsy Listenberger. So, Lyndsy, tell us a little bit about you and your business that you have now.
You got it. So thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I own a Dairy Queen, which is kind of crazy because a year ago I was a second grade teacher. So
Quite the jump.
right? Quite the jump. My story is kind of unique, I would say. My parents owned a Dairy Queen in Council Bluffs, first in the old mall, the Centerpoint Mall, the Midland Mall, food court growing up. When I was about 12, they bought the building that I'm in now off Madison Avenue in Council Bluffs. And so they've owned a Dairy Queen for about 46 years.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been in it for a long time. Growing up, I never really thought that I would own their Dairy Queen. It wasn't really part of a path that I saw myself on. I taught elementary, mostly second grade, for 19 years.
Oh, wow.
Long time. And I'm just kind of a change person. I sort of knew that teaching wasn't going to be my forever thing. Change is good for me. I loved what I did. I loved the kids. I loved the school district I worked in. I mean, all the things. But I just kind of was ready for something new.
Right.
My parents had done it for a long time, and they were ready to move on too and retire. So I
46
bought a
years.
Dairy Queen. Yeah.
Right.
great.
You'd have to roll me out
Right.
if I was in Dairy Queen for
Yeah.
46
Especially when
years.
it's this hot this summer.
Right.
Right.
Gosh.
I got to tell you real quick, a little caveat to my parents. It's cute. They both went to high school in Council Bluffs, different high schools though. And my dad would go to a Dairy Queen that my mom worked at when she was in high school and order, actually back in the day, there were like countertop level freezers they would open to get dilly bars out.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And back,
Oh, a dilly
back
bar.
then the high school girls had to wear these little skirts when they worked there. Like, so if you can imagine, my dad would be like, "I'll have a chocolate," and my mom would
The one all the way to the
Never
back.
mind, I'll have a cherry. And she'd So anyway, cute story.
That's so funny.
And the Dairy Queen was just a coincidence, but that's
So
just
this
a
has been
cute.
in your family for a
It
long
has.
time.
It really, really has. It's been awesome.
Okay.
It's been so good to us.
So then I grew up in Council Bluffs. I know you know that. We talked
Yeah.
about that. And the Dairy Queen at that time, I think one of the things that maybe some people don't think about is Dairy Queen is a small business
It is.
because there's franchises.
Right.
And I think, when you see some of the local other, I don't know, what specialty treat,
Yeah.
dessert
Yep.
places, you can identify them as being
Yeah.
local, but a Dairy Queen sometimes you don't, and they
agree.
are.
Yep.
There's franchisees that, and then so tell us. When did you step in then?
Yeah. So
exactly?
about a year ago,
Okay.
June 1st, I took over last year. So
Okay.
March, I kind of got involved, but June 1st, it kind of became mine. And so we are independent from, like, a lot of people see, like, Dairy Queen's Grill and Chill.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot more restrictions and regulations. Their menus have to be the exact same, kind of like a McDonald's or a Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
We're separate from that. So we have all of the cold stuff is all regular Dairy Queen stuff, but our hot stuff we choose. So all of our hot food we choose and get. So I got to, just this year, we added some fun things to the menu and got to update it a little bit and stuff like that. So that's what's kind of unique about Dairy Queen. Some are
I didn't know
standard and some are like us. So more are a grill and chill these days and more standard, but we have an old contract that goes back, and so we just get to partake in
that's
making
cool.
some of our
That's
own
so
choices.
cool.
So yeah, it's great.
So tell us some of the challenges. So you opened up in June. I'm sure you started rolling up your sleeves prior to that.
Yeah.
What about staffing? Like what are the biggest hurdles?
Oh, I would say, like, for me, probably the biggest hurdle because of our situation. So my parents, they'd done it for a long, long time, and they had an amazing business for a lot of years. COVID kind of shut down their dining room, so they were drive-through only, and they actually hadn't reopened the dining room until I came in last year. So that was kind of my big first hurdle, which kind of sounds like just open the dining room, but there's a lot to it. And even just like the staff they had, weren't used to like all the people and how you get food out, and just it was different. So a whole new staff was there from. That was, what was it, 5 years or whatever. So most of the people who work for me are kids. So that turnover, from when they used to be open till now, was different. So getting it open again, getting the dining room ready. And then they were a little bit, they had really old school technology. So I brought in like a new POS register system, and
That makes such a
we got
difference.
DoorDash going, and some of those things that have been
nice.
really, really great. And game changers for the business actually. But
wow.
so yeah, some of those hurdles over the last year, and we'll just kind of keep jumping over them. I definitely want to keep growing it all the ways we can, because these days there are so many ways to reach people other than just
Oh, yeah.
Right.
drive through.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then, from the early stages, from an employee standpoint, what
Yeah.
it is like, I feel like from a recruiting standpoint, I mean, does it flow pretty easily for you? I mean,
I was worried about that. Everybody says like it's so hard to find people to work for you these days. I mean, I have so many applications. I could hire a million more, but sometimes it's finding the right fit, right?
Sure.
So I could hire a lot of mostly kids. So I will say, I'll be honest, that the transition this summer, because we get busier, so I've hired a lot, and then there's been some decent turnover too, because it's just not a great fit for everybody. You got to still be able to organize and multitask and stay on top of stuff, and not every kid is willing or wants to do all of those things. So yeah, but honestly, like, it's been really fun to just reach out in the community. And Council Bluffs, I've actually joined like a Council Bluffs moms page, and so sometimes I'll post on there when I'm looking for some kids, and it's been a good source for me to reach out. A big part of my staffing is my manager, Susan's been there. I worked with her. I worked for my parents in high school. She was there then. So
oh my God.
she's been their manager
That's
for a really
crazy
long
cool.
time. So she's a huge piece to the puzzle of even me coming in and thinking I know what I'm doing, and just kind
Right.
of getting used to it. So she's been awesome. We work really well together. And actually a worker named Wanda has worked there since I was in high school too. So those two ladies they know the show, they know what they're doing, and they are a big piece of the puzzle to how I can do what I'm doing for sure.
Man, that's huge.
That's
nice.
cool. Wow.
Yeah.
It must be a good place to work.
I love it. I really feel like we have such a solid staff. I mean, a lot of my high school kids actually have been there now for 3 or 4 years, and I feel like we're kind of a little family. It sounds cheesy, but I really just appreciate them so much. And it's not hard to find new staff, but it is hard to find great staff.
Sure.
So the ones that I have that are great, I appreciate so much. But it's not always easy to just reach out and find those people.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's also nice to see that age group kind of grow as people
For sure.
too.
That's a big part
at
of it.
Lifestyle, it was like, I remember when these kids were just starting
Yes.
high school and they're coming to work at the front desk. Now they're off getting married
Right.
and finishing college.
Totally. And for a lot of these kids, it's their first job ever, So when I say like it's not the best fit for everyone, it's not like we don't give them a chance, but some of these kids have never washed dishes or swept the floor or some of those things that we obviously, train and spend time with them on. And some just go, nah, not for me,
Right.
and some roll up their sleeves and they're
I'd
not
like to
afraid.
go back to
Yeah.
my non-floor sweeping, non-ditch cleaning
Exactly.
lifestyle.
Go home and play my video games or whatever,
Right.
So
Right, that's good.
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. But it is fun to work with that age kids. I taught second graders, so it's different than high school kids, but I do still get to work with kids, and I do look at it like I do get to help them develop into being grown-ups,
Right.
It really is a big step for them. They'll tell their kids stories someday about when they worked at the Dairy Queen in high school, So.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I still
Yeah.
hear about my husband's high
Yeah.
school job.
Sure,
Yeah.
and again, I know that we talked about this kind of off the podcast or whatever, but it's such a staple growing up, I would ride my bike
Yeah.
to the Dairy Queen on Broadway, Council
Yep.
Bluffs, and I had to pedal to get home fast.
So it's not
But
melting.
'cause I would
Yeah.
always go get my mom
Yeah,
something, and
yeah.
that kind of thing, and you'd walk up to the little window and they'd
Yeah.
slide it however which way.
Totally. Yeah, there's
Right.
nostalgia behind Dairy Queen for a lot of people. And
Yeah.
that's what, when I'm hiring new staff, that's one of the things we talk about is just people come to Dairy Queen usually for like happy reasons. It's kind of like, let's go grab ice cream because you aced your test or you won the game or whatever, So a lot of people really have some nostalgia with, just taking you back to like good times and happy memories and family time and things like that. So it is different than, a normal fast food joint, I feel like.
So do you see a lot of that now still? Do you
Yeah.
still see teens?
We do. Yeah, it's awesome. I'd love to see more,
Sure.
But that is, in the next year, I'd really like to find new ways to reach out to the community kiddos, and
Sure.
the ball fields close by and things like that. I did some good stuff this year with fundraising with elementary schools in our area. So we'd have like a night where they could come in and I'd donate back a percentage of our sales or whatever. And that was awesome for both of us, and it's just fun to see the kids walk through the door and all the things. So that was fun to get to be a part of. So I definitely want to be as I move forward, just more involved with.
I love that because I feel like that's a thing the kids look forward to.
Yeah.
At least my kids.
Yeah.
Whenever we have like Don and Millie's night or whatever other local business we're supporting, they're like, we
Yeah.
absolutely have to go. And
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's do
Trust
it.
me, I know. I remember that. We'd go, I'm like, why am I eating Papa John's
Right,
pizza again?
right. You have to, Dad.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
That's true.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, you have a drive-through at your location?
I do. We have a drive-through and then we have a dining room. Yep.
Okay. And it's Madison Avenue.
It is, yes.
Council Bluffs.
Yeah, right
What-
off the interstate. It's actually pretty good. We actually have a little construction that's been going on there a while, but it's almost done, which will be really nice when it wraps up. So
That makes a big
yeah,
difference.
That
it
has
does.
been a while because I
It
remember
has
going
been.
through there.
Yeah, it's still going. They
Because I
said
remember
June
I had to
and
go the
we're
wrong
close.
way to go back.
Yes, it's better than that now, but it's still like.
Because I'm like, why do I have to go to Des Moines to go home?
I know it's been
Yeah.
tough, but we're almost there. It'll be great when it's done. So
Right.
we're close.
What I'm just curious too, because what are hours, basic hours during the week?
Basically 10 to 10. So
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What are your busiest times of the day? Do you guys find like?
you know, on the weekend, really, our evenings are the busiest for sure. Sunday night, surprisingly, is our busiest.
wow.
Is our busiest night. I would say 8 to 9 on Sunday night is my busiest time of the
Really?
week. And I don't know
I
if
would
it's
not
just
have
kind of like everybody, your weekend's over, Monday's tomorrow, let's have a treat, or what it is.
Sure.
But yeah, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights are our busiest, as far as like dinner and things like that. But and our lunch hour has picked up a lot. During the cold weather months, we did some great daily specials and stuff. So we got some new momentum rolling there. And for the
Yeah.
summer, we kind of backed off on that a little bit just because our lunch has picked up a lot. So it's great. But I would say our evenings are our busiest time.
I love that you have that option to kind of customize it to
Right.
what your customers
Yeah,
want. Too.
exactly.
That's a huge amount of freedom
We,
that people don't
it
think.
is. In Council Bluffs, loose meat sandwiches are a really big thing. I don't know. I didn't know they were such a thing. So anyways, we came up with our own recipe this year, and it was like I would sell out every Wednesday. It was Wednesdays, loose meat
Someone
sandwich
from
day.
Iowa
That's
mentioned
awesome.
that
That's
to me, and I
crazy.
was like, I don't even
Yeah.
know what a loose meat
Yeah,
sandwich is,
yeah.
but yeah.
It's a thing. So anyways, yeah, it's
I actually don't even know. What is the meat?
Well,
is
it's
it
kind
pork?
of like
Is that
a
like a
made
sloppy
right.
Joe?
If you,
Oh.
Made right,
so
yeah.
that's a actual name of a store. So
Right,
we don't
right.
make made
Oh,
rights,
okay.
but similar
Sure.
to made
Yeah.
rights, we
Because we do sloppy joes.
Yeah, it's
but
a
it's
little
just
different.
like it's just a
Yeah.
little different,
Yeah.
and it's just like once you hop that border, it's
you
it's
love
a
one or
different-
you love the other.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you learn something every day, but
And
then you
people
get to
that love
provide
them,
something like that.
they'll
yeah.
drive. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
drive for it,
I
so,
remember my grandparents doing that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, that's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. So what's the number one selling item
What do you think it is?
treat?
Think about a Dairy Queen. What would your guess be?
Well, I know what I get.
What do you get?
Just a vanilla cone.
Okay, yeah, you can't go wrong with that. But what would you
Right.
say? What's your guess?
So I'm going to be that annoying
Yeah.
person forever. My favorite thing was the butterscotch dipped cone,
Ah.
and they
Went away with butterscotch.
Yes.
They'll come back. Dairy Queen does that.
Yes.
I know, and they want you to want it really bad. They'll bring it back. but-
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And they tease you.
They
I'm like,
do,
well,
they
I
do.
they get
Say
me.
So it's a blizzard.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing a blizzard or a dilly
It's an Oreo Blizzard is our
Okay.
number
Oh,
one seller.
yeah.
Blizzards by far are
Oh, for
our
sure.
number
I
one
mean, that's
seller.
like a very niche DQ thing.
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah,
Right.
thing, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And Oreo's just the hot one, but yeah, we sell a lot.
How
of
many
Blizzards.
times a day has it ever happened that you've seen it and it comes out?
It comes
Because
out.
I'm worried every
You know
time
what?
I have
Never.
a panic
If
attack.
I'm
with
being
it.
honest, since we're not a grill and chill, we don't have to do it. So in the hot
Oh.
weather, so grill and chill Dairy Queens, if they don't do it, you can say, "Can I have a free Blizzard?" I think, or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
We're different than that, so we don't have to do it. So when it's hot, we don't always.
Well, that's a fun longest land over there. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because I always worry about that. I was like, man, that kid holds that for 1 second. It's
Yeah.
130
I
degrees.
know
and-
it's ice cream.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think I just gravitate toward a cone because then I don't
Sure.
feel as guilty.
Yeah, somehow it's way. It is. It's you can't go wrong with some Dairy Queen vanilla soft serve cone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would probably dip it in chocolate if I was just gonna have a cone.
See, I'm a dip girl.
Yeah.
If you have butterscotch come back, let me know.
Okay.
I'll drive all the way to Council
Okay.
Bluffs happily for
People
you.
love it and they ask for it all the time. I wish I had the option for it, but yeah.
It's just the thing they do. But that is cool that you
Yeah.
have so many options.
Yeah.
And especially, in this area, the weather's insane.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Oh my gosh, this time of year it's been really great. I was
Yeah.
joking when we were walking in that, now that I own a Dairy Queen, the weather really matters to me.
Yeah.
Every day I
It really
wake up and I
does
look
make
at the
a
weather,
difference.
because it does. The rain this morning will affect lunch a little bit, and
Sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I wonder, does it force some people inside though, maybe? That might have,
Or construction,
Went
maybe.
through-
Does that make a difference?
It does. The construction definitely makes a difference. So we're really looking forward to that being closed. There's times where it's been really bad right there. I mean, they're doing good things, but it's just taken quite a while, So the construction makes a big difference. Weather makes a big difference. Time of year makes a big difference, So there are a lot of factors when you're, Ice cream
Other
is your
than
number
that,
one.
other than that, probably, I mean, it's just July or, I mean, it's the heat, it's the
Yeah,
summer.
so
that's the
really, I would
difference.
say like March we start to take off, because every time there's a
Right.
sunny day in March, everybody's like, "Yes, a nice day. Let's go get
Right.
ice cream."
Yeah. Oh,
So
for
as soon as
sure.
the sun starts shining and it's not snowing, the game changes for us. So that's good.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
tell us about something because I vaguely remember seeing something about a refrigerator truck go down or something. Tell us about a time since you've taken over
Okay.
where you've had your biggest like holy
Panic.
cow, what are we gonna do? Because I know everybody has those
Yeah,
moments,
the
and not a
moments
lot
that
of
are
people
just like,
talk about them.
we have, honestly, because of the construction, there have been times where we've had like our power cut on accident or our phone lines go down and our registers don't work. So we've had some days like that where they have had to turn our water off. Well, if we don't have water, we can't do anything because water, it's part of our
There go your health
system,
codes.
all
Sure.
the things. So
Yeah.
those days where you're not expecting it, there's no warning, is just like, and it always is like a Sunday night or something
Oh,
when
yeah.
it's like
The middle
when
of
we're going to be
rush.
busy or a gorgeous day, those kinds of things. So there have definitely been, some of those moments where it's just like, oh gosh, how do we problem solve through? So there was one day actually where we weren't going to have power for a little while. It was actually water. And we could stay open because it was just a time period. So we just ahead of time poured some blizzards in quarts. So we were scooping it and just telling people, hey, it's a little different today, but we were just still trying to
Doing what you can.
not close. Yeah.
Oh, it's always, I love seeing how people adapt to weird situations like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like at Lifestyle we had a million weird situations between a tornado and a flood and COVID.
Oh gosh, you guys
and
got
I'm
through
like,
it. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
wild. So
yeah.
it's always like kind of in that moment you
It
just kind of
is.
have to figure
You do.
out what's going to work for
And
you.
I'll be honest, my dad still is my number one call on my phone, because there's so many things.
what a
He did it
welcome.
for so long that
Oh, yeah.
he's
I
my
love
first
that you
call
have
all the
that
time. Oh
resource,
yeah.
yeah.
Every day, pretty much on the way home, I call and kind of go over the day, and
Oh, for sure.
he's great about it. It's nice that he doesn't have the stressors of those moments. Like he wears them differently now that
Right.
he's not in charge, but he's still there to be a resource because he's a big one. So
But
my
yeah,
mom
what a great
is
wealth
too,
of
but
knowledge.
yeah, for sure. But my dad ran the store all those years. My mom was kind of the behind the scenes, and my husband and I do it the opposite now. So I run the store, and he does like the payroll and the bills and things like that. He's a numbers guy more
So
than
you
I
weren't
am,
even
so.
born when they opened it.
Yeah, no, yeah. My brother James, who the
Wow.
year he was born, they opened there first.
Yeah.
In the food court in the
That's
mall.
so cool.
So, yeah, it is
I
really
love
cool.
that.
It's been a pretty rad ride. It's neat that I wasn't expecting it, and I knew I had kind of hit that point in my life where I was looking for something else, and I just didn't know for sure what it was going to be, but it just worked out perfectly. So it's been fun.
Yeah, I was when I heard that you were doing it, I was kind of surprised, but not because. Well, no, I was surprised that you were leaving.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
Right, but then
Yeah.
I was also surprised that you'd been doing it for 19 years because
Right.
I had you like 10 years younger than you are.
Time flies,
However, I knew
time
the age
flies.
of your kids, so none of
Yeah,
it really
yeah,
lined
yeah,
up
yeah, for
in
sure.
my head with.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's cool. So I know that was
Yeah.
a huge loss for the school system. Though,
It was a big deal. It was tough. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm from a Valley Waterloo area, small town, and
Right.
I love it. My kids went to school there. They were in my second grade class each.
Mm-hmm.
And it was tough. It wasn't an easy decision, and really, I didn't leave because I had fallen out of love. I really change is just good for me. That's the real
Yeah.
that's the real truth. So I'm just one of those people that likes a new adventure and a new challenge, and it was time for that.
Well, it sounds like a good thing for you too, is that you have these couple of long-standing
Yeah.
staff
Totally.
because what a 7-day-a-week business.
Yeah.
And again, we talk about how we worked together when we had the gym.
Yep.
It was 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And we really, for reasons,
Yeah.
revenue.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
I mean, you
Yeah.
have your staff that's,
Yeah.
kind of a relative to that.
Yep.
So that's really kind of and it's not a 24-hour thing, but it's definitely 4
Yeah.
a.m. to.
For sure. Oh yeah, I
know,
get calls
something.
all the time. So even when I'm not
Sure.
there, my phone's always with me, and there's always things. Whether they're big or little. There's just little things that happen.
I feel like the restaurant industry in specific is like you
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the POS
You don't.
system's down,
Exactly.
or like
Yep.
now it's not adding.
Like, how
back
could
or-
that be? Like, yeah.
I know, and it's
Yeah.
the most random
It
stuff.
is.
So it's really I can't imagine going into that business
Yeah.
without those lifelines
Oh,
of
yeah.
established happy employees
Absolutely.
and a family because it's.
For sure.
I mean, even with those,
Yeah,
it's
right.
rough.
Absolutely. And to you try not to always depend on the same people over and over and over when there are
Oh,
things
sure.
that, so
Yeah.
that can get tricky too because, my great staff is great. So,
Like, I
it's-
wanna keep
Yeah,
you
could you guys
happy.
just work all day every day,
Yeah.
so.
I think that one of the things that impresses me with Dairy Queen, now obviously yours isn't on my path,
Sure.
although you've seen me there. I
Yeah,
go there.
thank you so much.
I've been
Yep.
there. So, but it's consistent. The consistency
Yeah.
from location to location. I feel like
Yeah.
some places you go to, and not to
Yeah.
diss on anyone
Sure.
or anything like
Yep.
that, but it's the consistency. And I mean, I can never, I just can't think of a time that I went and I thought, this product tasted different than this one.
Yeah.
This one wasn't made like this one.
Yeah.
There has to be a pretty, like a solid training program or something.
There is. I mean, Dairy Queen does a really good job with, especially the cold stuff's what we focus on, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, lots of training, lots of charts. Once you know how to make a blizzard, you can make all the blizzards. You know, but
Right.
it's like, but there's a lot. You know, so when someone does start, there is a lot to learn, more than
Right.
you'd think. You know, so we start slow. You know, and
I think about that with like coffee houses. I could
yeah,
never
right.
work it.
All the different things, 2 pumps of this and a pump of that, and oh my
'Cause I
god.
get- it was just
It's
black.
the same ingredients, just different
Black
ratios.
sugar
Yeah.
cream,
I'm like,
end of
wait,
story.
what?
you know.
Right, right.
And maybe that's why I also gravitate toward just a cone. But
Simple man, I like it.
excuse me. But no, that was one of the biggest things. So let me ask you about this too, because one of the things I don't think I've ever had is a cake.
Ah, yeah.
But you do
I
cake.
love to sell our cakes. Yes,
Okay.
we sell them. Actually, my manager Susan's also our cake decorator. She wears a lot of different hats. But yeah, we sell a lot of cakes.
Well, I never even thought about a decorator. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was
okay.
just going to ask, so you
Yeah.
can custom, do they come
Yeah.
blank and then you can customize
Exactly, they come
them?
blank, and or
didn't
actually,
think about that.
we mostly pour our own when we're really busy. Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, those kinds of things. Well, you can order a blank cake from Dairy Queen, and
Okay.
they send them to you frozen, obviously with your other frozen stuff. But we are kind of proud that we still pour our own. They're
Oh, I
different
didn't even
because
know
they're
that was an
fresher.
option. Yeah.
Yeah, and not a lot of stores still do that. We actually still make our own, like dilly bars, Buster bars, those things. A lot of places get them packaged and whatever. So
Yeah.
we kind of, it's something that we're
No,
kind
that's
of
cool.
proud of.
I never would have thought
That's
that.
Yeah.
really cool. And
So
that's
our
another
cakes
thing
are
people
awesome.
think
So
about.
our cake decorator, I mean, it's not quite like ordering a cake from a fancy cake place, but yeah, I mean, for sure, like simple pictures or words on it, you know. Happy
But I
birthday,
feel like that's
whatever.
like one of the core memories of childhood is
yeah.
getting that Dairy Queen cake.
Absolutely. We
Like,
get the
there's
same
always
people that
one
call
time.
for like, hey, it's, you know, so-and-so. It's
Now
time
they're
for,
turning 10.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. So how are you finding, so I know you're such a big part of the community that you taught at. How is it going, like learning and becoming a part of
Yeah.
the community where your store is?
You know, I'll be honest. Like the first year, there were so many things I was tackling. I don't feel like besides some of those fundraisers, I haven't gotten to focus there a whole lot yet. But that's important to me. So I would say in the next year, that's something that I really want to focus on. And that I also have to be a little bit careful. Like we have territories and stuff that you have to like be a little careful
that
with.
makes
And
sense.
there are some regulations as far as like I can't, like the Legion baseball team can't sell my stuff at their concession stand. Like they can, some other stores will let you do that. Like lots of restaurants do that. Anyways, we're not allowed to do that. So there's things like that. So I need to be creative in finding some ways to partner with just different schools and different clubs and things like that. We did have the Boys and Girls Club come out and we did a fundraiser with them, which was really cool. So not only elementary schools, but that's because I'm an elementary teacher. It was kind of easy for me to
Yeah.
gravitate
Sure.
there first
Right.
and kind of understand how they work and stuff.
That
But
makes
I
sense.
definitely want to find new fun ways to get out. And
I
just,
love that you
know.
have this unique kind of blend of corporate franchise, but also
Yeah, it
you
is
get to
really
do a lot of
cool.
your own stuff. It sounds
Yeah,
like.
it is really
That's
cool for
neat.
sure. Yeah.
Cool.
So anything? Well, you probably couldn't share it if it was. I was trying to come up with anything on the horizon, some secret thing coming out from Dairy Queen. What about innovation? Have you seen a lot of that through? I mean,
Yeah.
I see the Blizzard. You see different
Yeah.
flavors. Sometimes, what was the one that I had to go get? And this goes back a few years, but maybe they did something with the Girl Scouts, something like
Yeah,
that.
they do like the cookie. I think it
Right,
was like
right.
a
Mint,
yeah.
right. I had that.
They do. I think Dairy Queen does a pretty good job with marketing. I think they've come actually the last, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years or so, even more. But like right now we have a Superman Blizzard that's partnering
Okay.
with a new
Oh,
movie
yeah.
that came out and things like that. But I do think they do a good job of kind of going along with trends and like finding, a new thing that, like, what's kind of crazy is TikTok. So there'll be
I
like
was
somebody
just gonna
who posts
ask,
like a
so-
TikTok thing, and then like, so we had for a while this monster cookie dip. So you like the dip. So it was
Yeah.
like this blue dip with like little tiny pieces of Oreos in it,
Ooh.
and it was only a dip cone. So Dairy Queen's always been kind of strict on like
Makes
it's
me so
only a dip
hungry.
cone, or you're only allowed to use that for certain
Yeah.
things. Well, there was a Dairy Queen somewhere that let them put it in on a parfait. So like if you, I don't know, like a peanut butter parfait where it's
Sure.
like layered. I don't know if you know all the things, but so someone did that. They posted it on TikTok and it went like crazy viral. I sold literally like I think 56 like one day.
Isn't that so crazy? Like, how do you
Yeah.
prepare
I-
in this
and-
day and age
yeah.
for like what was it, the grimace thing that happened at McDonald's, or like you're
Oh,
always
right.
doing
The
these
crazy
food
thing,
things,
yeah.
and you're like, okay, this is a weird thing
Yeah.
that we have to learn and adapt, and then you have to tell your
Exactly.
staff this
How
is
to
gonna
do it,
happen.
and
Yeah.
yes, we can do that because normally I tell you no or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, those it was pretty crazy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So one of the things Kelsey and I talked about is our plan in the way we want to be structured is to have this podcast every other week.
Yeah.
And then on the off week, go out into some of the guests that we've had, some of the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
businesses or the community, that type
Yeah.
thing. So if
I would
that's
love it.
cool, okay, cool.
That'd be great. You guys
So
should
we'll
come over
do.
for lunch
We'll come
sometime
out.
or
Plus,
something.
now
Yeah.
I'm just starved. You don't have you don't have a freezer in your car, do you?
Right. I pulled it in. I was like, I should have brought something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, I can't be
Man,
responsible.
do you know how much money Dairy Queen would make if they had like a mobile?
I
Like,
know, right?
unit?
I wish I could do
Because
that.
I
Even
know,
like
right?
you know, yeah.
So do you, speaking of TikTok and marketing and things like
Yeah.
that, so do you have corporate stuff, but then are you also able to do
Yeah.
individual
A
accounts
little bit,
too?
like you know, so like we have a Facebook page, Madison. I think it's either Dairy Queen at Madison Avenue or Madison Avenue Dairy Queen. So we have a Facebook page that mostly I post on. One of my staff started a TikTok page.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to let the kids have fun.
Sure.
They love that
Yeah.
stuff right now. So, and just to reach more people too. You know, to just find new ways. So I can't say that our social media is like taken off or anything, but it's definitely something that we, you know, utilize. It's out there for sure.
Maybe we can get over there and then ours. Are you in town next week? Actually, you shouldn't answer that anyway. Not everybody needs to know your schedule.
Yeah. Probably not
I
on
blast my
Wednesday. Not
schedule
on
to the whole
Wednesday.
world. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm only in town every day but Wednesday.
But Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Well, I just
Well,
knew we
but
were.
that's a big thing. Like, every time I see something on TikTok, I'm like, well, first of all, sometimes I get mad because I'm like, don't be getting my secret spot out to the whole world, and then I
Right.
go there 2 days
Right.
later.
Totally.
I'm so happy for the
Yeah.
business
No,
owners.
I get that totally.
But
Yeah.
also, I'm like, man, I am loving these. I don't know. Omaha, I feel like, has always been a mecca for like food. Like, we have more
Absolutely.
restaurants per capita than anywhere, I
Yes.
feel like. So I love finding all of these restaurant accounts
Yeah.
that are going to places and like telling you
too.
stuff about like your
Like, I
concept.
didn't know that was
That's
there,
so, yeah,
or-
I
yeah.
had no idea. Like, no one thinks of. Well, I personally didn't think of Dairy Queen being in a family for 46
Yeah,
years and
yeah.
pouring their own cakes.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It is really neat.
And man,
never
it
would-
makes me
yeah.
hungry.
Yeah.
I never even would have thought you were making some of those other
That's
items,
awesome.
Yeah.
the jelly bars
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
things like
It's
that.
pretty neat. Not a lot of stores are still doing that. So.
Right.
Wanda, who I mentioned earlier, she does all the novelties. So that's the dilly bars.
Thank you,
the Luster
Wanda.
bars. I know.
Okay.
Wanda's amazing.
So one of the things, because we talk about the program, and I almost say this every time we're together, but we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
So, but I want to. What's in a Superman? What would be in
Gosh,
that?
that's you just asked. But
Is it
There's
kryptonite?
there is kryptonite. No, there's like a cake batter that's blue. That
Oh, I see.
It's like this.
So
like
it's more about
tastes
the-
like cake batter,
got
but it's
it.
kind of thin. Yep. And then there's just like a cookie dough that has some sprinkles in it and sprinkles. So it's more the color of it that just kind of like goes with the vibe of the movie.
But my
Right,
kids go
right.
wild
It's good.
for
It's
that.
delicious. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
This was wrong.
Now I need a blizzard. I know. Right?
Well, good. Come on over
That's
anytime.
gonna
awesome.
do
Well,
it.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us one more time. Tell us your name and exactly
Yeah.
where your store
Thanks.
is.
Yeah, so I'm Lyndsy Listenberger, Madison Avenue Dairy Queen. It's right off Madison Avenue in Council Bluffs. Left-hand side is like the new Super Menards area. We're just to the right of that. There's a
You
Village
just
Inn right
pop-
by us. Yeah.
Pop on, pop. Well,
Yep,
see.
pop on, pop off. And
Two of my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
things in the summer, Menards and Dairy Queen.
Right?
So
Absolutely.
I'm down. I
Yeah,
love
well,
it.
thanks for having me, you guys.
Yes,
This was fun.
thanks so
for
much.
coming on.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Appreciate
we'll
it.
over and get some ice cream once.
Awesome.
It's raining today, but
Yeah.
tomorrow I
So
think it's
hopefully
gonna be
next
ready.
week we see everyone on
Yeah.
TikTok, YouTube, and at Dairy Queen.
Perfect.
Whatever I have to do to get ice cream, I'll do it.
Just not on Wednesday.
Thanks, Lyndsy.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.